Right then, okay, I'm actually going to do a quick video on how to actually add lighting to a scene using, well, actual objects for the light itself. Now, in order to do that, there's a few things that we need to do, but let me show you some of the ways that we can approach this. Now, before I do anything, I'm just going to press Z and I'm going to go into material preview. So you can see here, I've already got some of my buildings with materials wrapped onto them. And what I want to do is this building here that I'm working on, I want to actually give this a texture and actually have the windows showing lighting. Now you're probably thinking at the moment, well, the buildings that you've currently got don't have lighting, they've just got little yellow or blue squares. We have to turn on a few settings for this to work, but let's start off with the basics. So I've got my little building over here. Now, before you start doing this, one thing that you need to do is you need to give the whole model a generic base color. Now, I'm not going to go out of my way to do a load of texturing on this because that's not the purpose of this video. So I just need a flat base color on this model. Now, what I want to do is, you can probably see here, there's this little recessed area that's going to be my windows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit tab and I'm going to just actually select all of these little squares here. Then what I will do is I will pop myself over here and press add to add a new material. From there, I'm going to click new. Now, your default is this principled BSDF, but what we want to do is we want to change that to an emission, and our emission is a nice little way of creating light. We've also got to decide what kind of light is coming out of here. So for the most part, it's best to choose sort of yellows for, fluorescence, potentially moving into blues for certain types of lighting, but your kind of color palette ranges from yellows to blue with standard lighting. If you want to do fluorescent lighting, if you want to do colored lighting, then pick any color you want. But I think for this case, I'm going to go slightly more towards the blue, but not deep into the blue. We also want to pick the strength of our lighting. So I'm just going to pull it up to about 3.6 because I don't want it to be very strong, just a little bit of a glow coming out. What you have to do then is you have to click assign. And what happens is it just assigns the ones that you've got selected, the faces selected, with a different color palette. Now, at the moment, as you can see, this is definitely not lit up. It doesn't appear to be affecting my scene. There's two reasons behind that. First of all, I'm in material preview, not rendered. So rendering actually tracks all the lighting. The second thing I've not done is I've not set up my actual rendering type to create light from the emissions. So what I need to do is over here in these options, I need to click on render, and then instead of using EV, I need to use cycles. Now, you'll get a lot of grittiness showing up here. It's unfortunate, but this is your computer trying to desperately render all of these kind of lighting that's already on there. The more lights, the harder its job is. But now you can see we've got a faint glow coming off, and depending on the strength of the light, you get more impact on the other objects in your scene. It's really that simple. So in this case, I've actually used individual faces on a building to create my lights, but if you want to, you can use a whole model. So you can do a whole model and like text, and you can get that text, and I'll show you an example of that up here with Big Corp, where the whole piece of text itself is a light and the whole thing is actually producing light using the same method. You can see here, materials and on. So that is how simple it is to actually add some lighting to a scene that actually appears to be coming off an object. And the only thing is then you have to obviously set up a camera, render the scene to actually get it to work properly, so you get rid of all of this grittiness and all of these pixels everywhere. But it will look absolutely amazing when it's done. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video.